In the Aurora Theater shooting trial, a psychiatrist continued testimony about his often bizarre conversations with the killer. And 7 News investigator John Ferrugia joins me now. And John, we have both been covering this case since the shooting in 2012, and today we heard some really disturbing statements.
Yeah, and the psychiatrist is one of 2 court-appointed doctors who had extensive interviews with the admitted killer to determine whether he knew what he was doing at the time of the shootings or whether he was insane. Now, Holmes told this doctor that for years he has had anxiety in social situations, and he sometimes freezes.
And the freezing as a grown-up, would you ever have fantasies or thoughts or pictures in your mind of some of the monsters from childhood or any kind of monster if you're freezing, say, in a social situation?
I would have like violent images.
Violent images?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Things like saws going against the other people, like sawing them, or like getting their heads cut off or something.
A saw pops up. What happens then? In the face?
It just like chops off a limb.
Now, this psychiatrist later testified that this type of violent fantasy and reaction to anxious situations is far from normal. But even so, both the court-appointed psychiatrists will testify that while the defendant has some serious mental issues, he knew what he was doing the night of the murders. I'm 7 News investigator John Ferrugia.
Thanks, John. And you can watch the trial live on the 7 News app when the jury returns to the courtroom on Monday. You can also log on anytime to check out highlights from this week's testimony and even read the notebook the gunman sent to his psychiatrist right before the shootings. Just look for the theater shooting trial section on the 7 News app.